welcome to this short video where I'm just going to be talking about the Vauxhall Astra G for a little bit. So my mum has a 2006 Bertone convertible 1.8, which is one of the last Astra Gs produced, but it still uses the original sort of fuse box and timer unit setup that was used across, I think, the entire generation of Astra G. It's very similar to what was used in the Vectra B, funnily enough. The fuse box looks very similar. The timer unit looks almost identical. So what do we have relay-wise? Well, starting with this is the flasher unit. That is, I think, heated rear window, and one of these two is for headlight control. I'll just get the exact one in a second. So we've got 901 91753. So let's have a look at that quickly. Obviously this isn't the fuse box out of the car itself. This is a spare one I've got to assist with my troubleshooting. So we've got 901 91753. So 901 91753. 91753. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the wiper control relay. The blue one is heated rear window. This green one, which has a part number of, I think that's 03447 Let's just have a look at that. So we've got 03 447 012, and that one is lots of results for it. That is seems to do multiple things. So AC, glow plug, fuel pump, horn. So I think that depends on where it is in the car. So I think here that's probably the horn relay. Elsewhere it is probably the AC relay, and on the diesels it would be used as a glow plug relay. So that's handy to know. These ones are generic. They don't actually, they have the same part number, but I think they depend on the model as to how many you get slotted into these sections up here. And they control various features of the car. So I think one of them was for the front fog lights, which if you've got front fog lights, you will obviously have those. So how do you actually remove this timer module? Well, it's actually surprisingly easy. You have to carefully pull these relays out. So let's just... Oh, doing this while sat down, funnily enough. So obviously it's a little bit more difficult in the car, but let's gently pull on this one, which is the largest. This is our flasher unit. Works better if you have two hands. Let's do these smaller ones first. Actually, let's do it with two hands. So I need to put the camera down, but you pull out all of these relays. So that's the first thing that you need to do. We're left with this. The connector has two push fittings. So one on this side and one on this side. You press those in, like so. And you should be able to work the connector out of the socket, like so. Obviously yours will have a loom on the end of it. Then The timer unit is just held in with this green tab here. So you pull that up and out, like so. And then the timer unit literally just slides out like so. And the reason why you need to remove almost all the relays, I don't think you need to technically remove that green one, in fact you don't, is if you look through, you'll see that there's empty space on some points of the relay pins. That's because some of the pins actually connect to this little unit here. Now, you need to make a note of the part number on your unit before you go ahead and order a new one, because these differ depending on the trim level of your particular Astra or Vectra B or other GM product that uses one of these. So you need to replace like for like. What I have discovered in the past, certainly with an older Vectra B, was that this replacement that I put in would work, but the car no longer had heated rear window capabilities. And that was probably because I'd put the wrong part numbered item into there. And I only learnt that the hard way after purchasing one of these. So make sure that the part number matches, because they do differ depending on trim level and grade. Refitting, it's quite simple. There is a little notch on here which lines up with a corresponding notch on the fuse box there. And all you need to do is make sure that the notch lines up like so. Ooh, there we go. And that will just slide in, and there will be a reassuring click as it fully goes in. Then you can put your little green tab back in, so make sure that you don't lose that. And that now holds that in place. You could argue that it's held in place when you've got the relays in there, but that's just a little extra sort of step. Then you have the relays to put back in. So we've got the flasher unit, which goes like so. You can actually sort of tell there. And it's also got nice little colour coding, so you know which unit or which relay goes into which slot. You do need to make a note of where the black relays are coming from, because not all cars will have these fully populated. Again, it depends on what options your particular Astra or Vectra has. Then we've got this one, heated rear window, so that goes back in to there. Then we have the wiper relay, which goes into here. Then we've got this one, which is, I think, the horn relay in this instance. And on this particular one, these two are blank, but if you had those, you'd need to put those in as well. Then you have each of your black relays. And obviously you've got your connector as well. So the connector slots in like so. Right, you may notice just out of sight, next to Douglas's tail there, is this. This will have a number of different names. Again, these differ depending on the car. And this is a comfort module. So this is responsible for the central lock-in. I also think the lazy lock-in and automatic windows. So certainly for the lock-in and lazy lock-in. There is I think this unit is coded to the particular car. So you may need to get hold of the original key that came with the donor car in order to make this work, or have it coded to your key. So you would need to find someone with a Tech 2 system to be able to do that for you. And then obviously, going back to this, literally just filling up the relays there again. Anyway, I hope you found this short video interesting. And it's going to be interesting to see if I can resolve this hood problem. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, and see you soon.